This Tuesday is World Cancer Day. The campaign was established 25 years ago at a summit in Paris, and since then there's been slow but steady progress treating one of the world's deadly diseases, notably through immunotherapy. Now the rapid advance of artificial intelligence is opening up new possibilities. Peter O'Brien reports now, 1 week ahead of this year's Paris AI Action Summit.
This is the old Paris Stock Exchange building, and in the room behind me, more than 100 experts are trading ideas. They're taking part in a 2-day hackathon to try and use artificial intelligence to find new ways of treating brain cancer.
This is my first hackathon, so really excited to deploy my any bioinformatics expertise that I've hopefully built over the PhD.
AI is, in principle, able to integrate all those sources and then find patterns that would usually not be accessible to humans.
There's a multitude of possibilities, so the ultimate goal would be, of course, targeted therapy.
They're working on vast data sets drawn from more than 100 patients with glioblastoma, a deadly disease which kills most of those diagnosed within 2 years. Its cells reach deep down into the brain, making it difficult to reach, even with immunotherapy, which has transformed treatments for other cancers in recent years. One potential promising avenue could be what's known as personalized treatment, and AI could be the key to this.
Dans le futur, tu auras vraiment un match entre un traitement et les bonnes populations qui répondent à ce traitement. Mais aujourd'hui, on est tellement loin de ça parce qu'on n'y comprend rien, on ne comprend rien à la biologie. Et encore une fois, la biologie, elle est trop compliquée pour le cerveau humain. La biologie, ça doit être des machines, de l'IA qui essaient de le faire parce que c'est juste trop complexe.
A review by Emory University last year did find that AI promised to be transformational when it comes to treating brain cancer, but it highlighted 2 big problems as well. One, how to make sure the technology is widely available, not just in a few select clinics, and how to make sure the data is not biased and doesn't lead to bad treatments for people from underrepresented communities.
France 24's Peter O'Brien. Well, we're going to keep talking on World Cancer Day now with Jajini Varghese. You're a leading consultant oncoplastic breast surgeon based in London. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us today on this World Cancer Day.
Thank you for having me.
So we just heard there about that hackathon in Paris to try and find new AI technology to help with brain cancer. There's also an AI trial that's been launched in the UK for breast cancer, which is your specialty. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that's right. So it's really exciting. It's called the EDITS trial, and it's actually looking at harnessing the power of AI to support the way radiology consultants work. So women in the UK and around a lot of the countries where there are national screening programs, women are invited to come in for their 3-yearly or 2-yearly mammograms. And what we're looking to do here is to use AI to identify changes on mammograms that will support the radiology consultant to make the accurate diagnosis. And the hope is that in the future, we will be able to. So at the moment, we have 2 radiology consultants that have to look at every mammogram. And the possibility remains that AI will be able to support the radiology consultants, free up some of the manpower, improve the accuracy of the diagnosis, pick up changes that may have been missed, and we're really excited about this trial.
Have there been other medical advances like this recently in the fight against breast cancer?
Absolutely. So the other area where AI has been used and will be used in the future a lot more will be histopathology. Again, we're looking at slides of breast cancer tissue, and AI will be able to pick up patterns. And that's another area where we think AI is going to be able to support consultant pathologists, for example. Another area is liquid biopsy, where this is an area where that holds a lot of promise. So this is where we look at the blood taken from a patient who has a new diagnosis of breast cancer or has finished breast cancer treatment. And then we're looking to see small amounts of circulating tumor DNA, which is very, very small amounts, but we are developing tests that are sensitive enough to pick these up. So overall, I think AI holds a lot of promise, and the fact that the government is stepping up to fund these kind of large trials is really promising and really exciting as well.
Well, tell us a bit more about the numbers of breast cancer in the world today. I mean, have there been changes in the figures around the world in recent years?
Yeah. So advances in screening and treatments have led to a decrease in the number of deaths due to the disease all around the world. However, the incidence of breast cancer sadly continues to rise, and this is seen globally. We see that the incidence is highest in the Western countries, mostly in North America, Europe, and Australia, but rapid rises are being seen in other parts of the world, which is quite concerning, which is why early detection becomes key and prevention is a topic we have to keep talking about. This is a complex condition. It's not easy to talk about what really causes the disease. It is an interaction between genetics and environment and lifestyle factors. So, doing programs like you're doing with breast cancer awareness, advising women to go and seek screening for the disease. Early detection is the key because if it can be picked up as early as possible, these chances of survival are great. So there are lots of advances that ensure that.
Indeed, but what about if and when breast cancer there's a diagnosis of breast cancer? I mean, is there enough access to being diagnosed and to getting treatment around the world today?
Yeah, there are huge disparities, I understand. And like in the Western world, we have moved on to offering personalized treatment. So a lot of advancements have been made, like you mentioned before. There's immunotherapy for hard to treat cancers like triple negative cancers, and HER2 targeted treatment have completely revolutionized the way we treat the women with traditionally hard to treat cancers. But access to these treatments continue to be difficult in several parts of the world, mainly because of the finance and the cost involved. Working in the UK, we have the NHS that provides these kind of treatments free, so all women who are diagnosed with the condition have access to cutting edge treatments. However, this is not the same for women who are in other parts of the world. We need to make sure that regardless of where women are, they have access to the best possible treatment.
Indeed. Even last week here in France, the French Parliament voted to make sure that breast cancer patients no longer have to pay any of their own money for things like breast implants or medical tattoos. France also voted to take on more cost of breast cancer care. I mean, how many governments around the world are doing that? And how much can a breast cancer patient be forced to pay out of pocket for their care?
I think it is very expensive. So when we're talking about these treatments, we're talking about thousands and thousands. It's really difficult to be able to pay out of your pocket. So governments have to step up and support their citizens in accessing these life-saving treatments because the survival rates are critically significantly affected by these treatments, and everyone should have access. And it's difficult to step up to pay out of pocket for these treatments.
Jajini, just one last word before you go about prevention. I mean, what should women be doing themselves to prevent breast cancer every day?
The key things that we know is exercise, physical activity, increase physical activity to at least 150 minutes of activity of moderate level a week. It has been shown to decrease 13 types of breast cancer, one of which is breast cancer, 13 types of cancers, and one of them is breast cancer. We need to maintain a healthy BMI because we know that fat is a source of estrogen and that can increase your risk of breast cancer. Reduce alcohol consumption and also go for early screening and pick up any changes as early as possible.
Jajini, thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us. We really do appreciate it on this World Cancer Day. Jajini Varghese, a consultant oncoplastic breast surgeon based in London. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks to you for watching France 24. Don't go away. We're going to take a quick break. I'll be back in a few minutes with more.